And so, in a way, to defend the good cop thing, maybe we must be maybe less timid than Brazil. At the moment, it's too timid. But on the other hand, being very aggressive is complicated. The two countries that we see making a lot of noise against the US and not suffering are Venezuela, which helped the US to recover the price of oil, save American oil industry in the early 2000s, and China, who's the best market and has all these things inside. This doesn't mean that China or Venezuela are sucking up to the West. No, it's a symmetric war. You must make important interest in the West, have interest in your welfare. Otherwise, they invaded the destroy. Sorry. So, again, Brazil growing a lot without being geopolitical, but growing a lot. It's great business for American multinational, etc. There's been a long process in more progressive forces in Brazil to convince Brazilian capitals that growth is good. Then, many of us helped our friends to convince foreign capital that Brazilian growth was good. And then Brazil stopped growing. Now, this is too much. But they're right on what they say. They just wanted to sort of background to things. One must be careful about facing American hegemony directly. See.
Well, Michael. So, well, I think we're coming to the end of the conference. It was a very good round table, and I think it was a good conference, good attendance in general. Some people got lost on the way. I was told about 25%, either on the way to Buenos Aires or in Buenos Aires itself. But that was only good because that gave us more space for the others to present and discuss, and also to comment, of course. On the whole, I'm very content, as I've been one of the organizers of this conference. And maybe now you understand why Eschat Argentina, the title of the conference, was not really about colonizing Argentina from a European side, but I think Eschat is the European Society of the History of Economic Thought is one of the, some people would say one of the few examples of successful European integration. I'm more optimistic, I'm like Matthias in general. It is an example, it's a good example because I think over the 15 years that we've been working on this now, we've really broadened our horizons in Europe and started understanding each other much better. And that only increased our interest in other parts of the world and trying to get to understand them. And we've been doing conferences with Chinese and Japanese colleagues, and last year also already in Mexico, and now here in Argentina. And I think in that sense, I couldn't agree more with Franklin than when he's saying, okay, if you are just antiquarians, don't complain about getting marginalized. But as I was trying to say during the first round table, one of the core functions of the history of economic thought nowadays is to use the history of economic thought as a test bed, as a testing method for the mainstream theories that we have, and criticize them through that and maybe develop better theories. And also use economic history as a sort of an impulse, as a generator for new ideas. So in that sense, I think Eschat is trying to be a very broad church, also for antiquarians. We need them to improve our store of old ideas, so we shouldn't discriminate. They get much more important by that again, and come back maybe into the discipline more into the foreground. So I think for us it is important to build that community to get more visibility. So if you like, please join us in the Eschat, but also more directly here to the conference. We would like to produce a book that makes also this enterprise more visible, from good papers that relate to the core periphery issues that were the central theme. So we will send around mail. Alejandro and I will try then to sort of take a look whether they can find a selection that is attractive as a book, also to be marketed then in the world market, maybe by Routledge, Elga, or another producer. well, we already have quite good series in the history of economic thought. So we would expect then papers, final versions, to be submitted by mid-March. So you can take your summer holidays down here, don't worry. And most of you have the papers ready. If you like to join ESHET, please join us. You don't even have to come to Europe for that, to the ESHET meetings, even though we have them every year. The next one will be in Kingston, in London, next May. But we are also planning to go on here with these activities and to have another ESHET Latin America, this time ESHET Colombia, next year in Medellin, about the same time of the year. Mauricio Ramirez has offered very kindly that EAFIT, University Medellin, may organize a conference next year, and we're discussing these plans, and there are already plans for Belo Horizonte in Brazil, 2014, and so on and so on. There are many countries in Latin America. But after all this, of course, we should thank our hosts here in Buenos Aires, and first and foremostly, I would like to thank Guillermo Viespa from because without the support from Cefidar, and this of course doesn't mean only Guillermo, but also Edith Schmuckler and all the girls, I hope I remember all the names, Cristina, Marcia, Veronica, Andrea, maybe I forgot some because I didn't get all the names. They had very much, and just as a very small token of gratitude, I give it to Guillermo, hoping that he shares it with the ladies. You've seen that. This is just very classical chocolate from North Germany. It's from an old port town which was a World Trade Center 600 years ago, Lübeck, the center of the Hanseatic League. Don't worry, the chocolate is not 600 years old. But it had the best of, it's a strange thing, but the best of German, Italian and Spanish traditions, this kind of thing, with almonds and combining things and all that know-how. So it's just symbolic. But before I would end, I would of course also like to thank my colleagues in the scientific committee. Ladies first. Christina, I think, has done a tremendous job. Without her, the whole thing wouldn't have happened, I think, because she's pushing ESHET very much out of Europe and has taken the initiative also and the contact here. And I think she's even brought together different Argentinian networks, as far as I can understand. Thank you very much, Christina, for this. Thank you also, there were other people in the scientific committee, like Mario Rapoport, I don't see him at the moment, or Rodrigo Lopez. He's there, thank you very much, because you all did a lot of work. But most of the work was done by Alejandro. I'm sorry, I don't have any chocolates for Alejandro, but you all can give him a gift by submitting a very good paper on core periphery relations until mid-March. Thank you.